Hey guys, the Orient Traveler Z here, bringing you a video about Singapore's Vaccinated Travel Lanes, or VTL, a multi-part series covering the VTL and flight experience, an overview of Germany as your next holiday destination, and multiple shorts of hotels, cities, and attractions throughout Bavaria. So let's get started. Much like before the pandemic, your journey begins not at the airport, but on your computer. Book early. Needless to say, prices tend to go up as you get closer to the date of departure. Online advice on purchasing air tickets are largely ineffective as they were written before the pandemic. Even airlines don't really know how to price their tickets. When additional VTL services were launched, return ticket prices for Frankfurt and Munich fell. This was likely to account for the added supply and an assumed non-variable demand. It could also be in response to strong booking figures that airlines changed their pricing model. Airlines typically want their aircraft to depart with a full load of passengers. However, with the pandemic, a higher than average load may only correspond to a 50 or 60% load factor. Hence, to squeeze the business travelers who often book at the last minute, airlines could set their algorithms to equate 60% as full. When this theoretical set limit is increased to say 80%, ticket prices will fall because the bar for a full flight has been set higher. Whatever the reason for these price changes, use tools like Google Flights to track flight prices over time. And be sure to only book VTL flights for your return trip back to Singapore. Confirm the entry requirements for the country you will be flying to, apply for the relevant travel visas, passes, or authorizations, and take your pre-departure tests if necessary. Now you're ready to head to the airport. It's heartening to see life returning to the check-in counters at Changi Airport. Do as you would before the pandemic. Check in your bags and clear immigration. Our flight departed close to midnight, but we arrived early, just in case there were any pandemic-related surprises. At around 10 p.m., the airport was pretty empty, and most of the duty-free shops were closed. I will be covering the SATS Premier Lounge at Terminal 3 in a separate video, so stay tuned. Head to the gate and clear security. Then wait for your group to be called. Now let's cover the seats and cabin classes. Needless to say, business class is in a league of its own when it comes to privacy. Between premium economy and economy class, however, you might not want to shell out the extra cash for premium economy, knowing that economy class is pretty sparse these days. No, the middle seat isn't blocked. But you can always book the aisle or window seats or both to increase your chances of an empty middle seat. If you're shooting for an entire row to yourself, you could gamble and book the middle seat. The idea is to deter others from choosing your row, knowing that they will likely be sitting directly next to you. Another reason you might not want to fork out more for premium economy is because, being a smaller cabin, occupancy rates are more volatile, and if the premium economy cabin is full or near full, you would lose much of the privacy and distancing that supposedly comes with an upper class cabin. This is less of a concern on business class. For example, on our flight back to Singapore, business and premium economy cabins were full. Imagine the premium economy class passengers packed in the middle seats of the four abreast middle row. Singapore Airlines provides a care kit containing a face mask, hand sanitizer, and sanitizing wipes. The face mask is handy as mask wearing is mandatory throughout the flight, even while sleeping except during meal times. Flight attendants will remind you if they see you're not wearing a mask and have no food or drink in your hand. Speaking of food and drink, just after takeoff, we were served supper. I had the Asian option of braised beef with egg and veggies. The alternatives were a crusted baked fish or soy chicken with egg noodles. The main course tasted decent but uninspiring. The appetizer, even less so. Thankfully, there was ice cream to save the day. Singapore Airlines now avoids Afghanistan, Syrian, and Iranian airspace. For breakfast, I had the Singapore fried carrot cake. This was well executed and delicious, but a tad too oily. After landing, the crew announced that passengers were to disembark in groups. However, this turned out to be the same groups as before the pandemic: business class and then everyone else. At immigration, have your vaccine certificate and/or pre-departure test results ready. Then you're in the clear and free to pick up your bags and leave the airport to embark on what is likely your first overseas vacation in close to 2 years. Enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.